Good morning, friends. As promised to you, we will make simplification of supply. So, what we have done here is inclusion and exclusion. Inclusion, what things are being covered in supply, and exclusions, what things are not covered in the supply of scope of supply under GST under section 7. The first one, inclusion, let us take and understand. Why? Because whatever is included is a vast subject, and we can understand by itself that it's a vast and only some portion is being excluded, like the salary of the employee to employer is excluded from levy of GST. Now let us understand first the inclusion. All forms of supply of goods or services are both. All form of supply of goods or services are both. Import of service for consideration whether or not in the course or furtherance of business. Import of services for consideration whether or not in the course or furtherance of business. Activities specified in the Schedule 1. Activities specified in the Schedule 1 made or agreed to be made without consideration. Then the next one is Schedule 1, permanent transfer of disposal of business assets. Supply between related parties or distinct person. I want to make you understand what it means by distinct person. Distinct person means the, for example, if you take, if X Limited is a company and it's having a PAN number, each company will have its own PAN number, and it can be present all over the India, but it has to take registration in each state. If it has taken registration in 20 states, then it is understood that there are 20 distinct person. The company is one, but each state will have a different GST number based on the PAN number. Hence, each distinct person is is a part of the same company, whereas related parties means that it is not the same company. It is related. It may be subsidiary. It may be holding company or an associate, which, as per the Companies Act, may be related parties which have directly or indirectly which can influence the decision making of that company are related parties. As the subject is not that of related parties, we will not further elaborate in this here. We will take it separately when the need arises. The next one is gifts made by employee to employee when the gift value is more than rupees 50,000 rupees. If you are gifting anything to the employee, then if its the value is less than 50,000, then it is not supply. It will not come under the inclusion. If it's more than 50,000, then it will be considered as a supply under the GST. Supply of goods by the principal to agent or agent to principal. If any goods is supplied between the principal to agent and agent to principal is covered under the Schedule 1. Then import of services by the taxable person from related person or any of his establishment outside India in the course or furtherance of the business. For example, as we said, X Limited is a company in India. It's having a subsidiary or holding company Y Limited in US. If there is any service between the two, for example, if Y Limited has sent its employee to look into the management of X Limited, and if it's providing the salary, Y Limited is paying the salary of that employee and again charging the same to the X Limited, then it will be a import of service, and here X Limited is required to pay GST under the reverse charge mechanism. We will understand the reverse charge mechanism going forward. Now let us come to the exclusion portion. Now let us understand the exclusion portion. Services by the employee to employee, employee to employer. For example, if you have taken the service of your employee, then service tax is not applicable on that. For example, in the case of X Limited, if its employee is giving any services and you make the payment to that employee in the form of salary or bonus or anything, then the service tax is not applicable. GST is not applicable on that amount. Then the next one is services by way of any goods, any court or tribunal established under any law. If the service is provided by court or tribunal, then the service GST is not applicable on that. Functions performed by MP, MLAs, members of panchayat, municipalities, and other local authorities, or the person holding constitutional position, or any chairman, member, or director in the body corporate by the central government, state government, or local authority who is not deemed as an employee before the commencement of this class. Then let us understand the services of funeral, burial, and other related services. GST is not applicable. Sale of land, building, where no consideration received before the issuance of the completion certificate. Actionable claim other than lottery, betting, or gambling. Transactions undertaken by central government or the state government, local authority in which they are engaged in as a public authorities. Now we will understand here. Now the question arises under which rate GST is applicable. So we have to decode first the whether it's a goods or a service. Once we decide whether it is a goods, then we have to see HSN code, and if it is a service, we have to see SASC code, and then relevant GST rate has to be applied. Here, now let us understand in this, if you are giving two, three products together, then it may fall under composite supply or mixed supply. What you call as a composite supply? The composite supply you call when there is a principal product and a supplement product, then it is a composite supply. So the GST rate applicable to the principal product will be applicable for the whole transaction. For example, if you are buying a mobile and if a charger is also given with it, then the GST is applicable for GST rate is applicable for the mobile phone, and not for the charger, not not for the charger. And in the similar fashion, in the case of supply of services also, when you come to the mixed supply means when there is both can be identified individually. For example, if you are purchasing dry fruits and chocolates, and if it's a bundle together and sold, then you have to take the highest rate applicable for that bundle. It may be as both the products are independent and can be identified independently. So, for the whole transaction value, for example, if you have sold this product bundle for 1000 rupees, then you have to apply the highest rate which is applicable under the GST for the higher, as both are individual products, and you cannot say it's a composite supply. So it is very important to understand this in a detailed manner, as this is the series for GST overview. We are limited by time, and only for revision purpose we are talking about it. but we will talk in detail in the subsequent sections once we complete the overview section. Thank you very much. Be connected with us and have a great day. God bless you.